Hello, friends. Welcome. We'll be starting in just a second.
When it starts, I'll put you on the chat.
everyone can hear me, we are about to get started. We're still waiting on some more of our graduates to enter, so just bear with us. We'll get started in just a few minutes.
Into graduation.
Well, I don't hear.
Okay, we are ready to go. And thank you so much. We are still waiting for some candidates to come in. So just like at a real graduation that's on a stage, I'm Kimberly Eckert, and I'm the Dean of Oxford Teachers College. And it is going to be the biggest big girl thing I have ever done to not cry tonight. And I think I'm going to feel miserably and with joy. I would like to just welcome everyone here. We are so excited. And if you are able to see the chat right now, it's probably the most positive place in the universe because this is such a supportive group of candidates. They have literally been here since the very beginning. They have taught us so much, not just about how to be the best teachers college we can be, but I think that they've taught us all how to show up and to be there for each other in ways we've never imagined. So those of you that are watching from home, which is everyone, if you look at the screen right now, I just want to share a couple of things. There are a couple of QR links. If at any point you would like to access or you need the program or you need that after, because we are going to continue to host this video once graduation's over. And then if you take a look at the hashtags at the very bottom, you can still have so much fun and so much joy with your camera and screenshots, and just make sure to tag. So we have hashtag Reach Teachers. We also have hashtag Graduation 2024, and then hashtag Reach New Heights. So make sure that whether it's through the stream or afterwards, that you just take proud pictures and you share them with the entire world, because everything is here to be celebrated. So our agenda is a very straightforward one, because obviously the stars of the show are our candidates, but we are going to open with a welcome in just a moment. We have an amazing keynote that is planned for you. We're going to present our graduates. We actually have 2 sets of graduates that are graduating. It's also our fall class of 2023 that's joining us as well. And then we're going to have awards. So awards recognition. The candidates have no idea what the awards are, and they also don't know who's received them, which is incredibly special. And then, of course, we're going to close out with our acknowledgments and our closing. I did want to take a few moments, just a second, because I'm a teacher like you're teaching now, you're entering the profession. Welcome to my beloved profession. But I can't get away without teaching you. So I just wanted to talk about this one sentiment. So I truly believe that Broadway musicals have something for everyone. It doesn't matter what you're going through in life. There is some show tune that can match. And so one that's been on my heart probably the past year, but definitely since 1996, is from the show Rent. And it's this song, it's called Seasons of Love. And you may have heard her, or at least parts of it, because it talks about how many minutes that there are in a year. And so the entire song is just filled with so much joy. And it reminds us that there's 525,600 minutes in a year. Okay, so just stay with me. You have been on this journey with us for a really long time, for far more than a year, far more than that amount of minutes. And I know that love, like the show says, is such an important way to mark time and to measure, because in the show, it reminds us that we measure this time in love. But I think that for our graduation tonight, we are measuring it in so many different ways, because we get to measure it with triumph. We get to measure it with amazing friendships that we did not have when we started this journey. We're measuring it by so many new relationships, and by listening and by learning and by remembering why each and every one of us are here. And it's not only to earn a degree, right? It's to teach. It's to be able to continue this world-renowned tradition of teaching and ensuring that others have a way that's guided for them. And so I also need to mark that we've also marked time by the beginning of new life. We've had reachers who have started families, who have had new babies in their time with us, but we've also had some losses. And I think that it's important to make sure that we are honoring that too, because amongst us all, our candidates, our faculty alike, this last 3 and 4 years, we've lost grandparents and spouses and parents. We've lost children. We've even mourned the loss of a candidate this past year. And those times are never easy. But like everything else with our journey at Reach, we met those challenges together. Tonight, we are going to make every single minute of our time together about celebration, because we're celebrating our graduates and their classrooms and their students and their families. And we're celebrating them all because they committed to a journey. They were all full-time students. They never opted out. They were never part-time. They met full-time jobs with full-time lives as full-time students, and they never lost sight of the goal. And they stayed committed to keeping the promise of public education alive and committing to earning degrees that are going to open doors for them for generations and keep them open for everyone and their families that come behind them. And that is such a powerful sentiment. And so tonight for us isn't just a season of love, it's a season of promise. It's a season of you, our graduates. So most of all, I just want to remind everyone, and I've probably told at least all of my candidates this a million times, that tonight is not the end of your journey by any stretch. It is the beginning. It's the beginning of all the lives that you're going to change for generations, because you decided to reach new heights with us and train to be a teacher. So now for our welcome, I'd like to invite our university president, Joe Ross, to open with some words of welcome.
Ah, well, congratulations to the class of fall 2023 and spring 2024. It's such an incredible honor to be in your company at this particular moment because you are the vanguard four-year class. Many of you have been with us for now 4 years, graduating here at Reach University, the university that is engaged in turning jobs into degrees. We call that the apprenticeship degree. I've told some of you about the story of my second grade teacher, Miss Fenner, and I've been thinking about her a lot lately because I actually reconnected with her a couple weeks ago. My mother, a couple of years ago, who's now 91 and who still likes to embarrass me, was at a dinner party at my house, and she decided to tell everybody how Miss Fenner, my second grade teacher, called the house at the end of the year crying about me. And I was like, great, Mom, tell everybody that I made my teacher cry. And she went on to explain that my teacher was crying at the end of second grade because I had passed the reading assessment at the end of the year. And I thought, what was going on? That my teacher was brought to tears because I passed a reading test at the end of the year. And then I remembered Miss Fenner. Miss Fenner was the one who took me out of the class with two other kids every day for the entire year, and we played games. And she was my favorite teacher. I had lots of memories of her, and I realized in retrospect, when she was pulling me out of class to play games, what was actually happening was she was taking me out for intervention. And I never knew it. I never knew it. I learned to read. I had confidence in myself as a reader. I graduated from high school. I graduated from college. I went on to serve in the Navy and get a graduate degree. And now I'm president of Reach University. And I think back, thank you, Ms. Fenner. And all of you know that every teacher in this country deserves a Ms. Fenner, deserves someone who can make people feel confidence and internalize their belief in themselves. That's what all of you have prepared to do. That is the profession you are in. Education is a pen in our hand that helps us write our future. And you were about to put pens in hundreds of people's hands over the course of your career. So congratulations to all who are graduating, the class of fall 2023, the class of spring 2024. You are going to change lives, and we are going to be forever, ever proud of you and proud that you are graduates of Reach University.
Thank you so much, President Ross. Whew. Okay. Now, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening. And there aren't and will never be enough words to talk about really how great any great teacher is. But I'm going to do my best to share with you in a small amount of time how amazing our keynote speaker for tonight is, Dr. Melissa Collins. So in addition to being a national board certified teacher, this GOAT of a teacher is also a presidential award winner for math and science. She's also Tennessee's Teacher of the Year. She also has been inducted into the National Teacher Hall of Fame, and she spends her days teaching elementary students every single day because she just cannot see herself apart from those young lives that she teaches every single day. And I think the best and maybe my favorite part of her is that she's part of Reach. She is a Reacher. She's a faculty member. And so while she is teaching and being amazing and shaping futures by day, she's doing the same thing at night as a faculty, a professor of practice on our staff. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Collins, my friend and someone that I wish I had 50 trading cards of, Dr. Melissa Collins. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Cam. You're about to make me cry. But thank you to the board members, university partners, our leadership team, and especially Dean Eckert for inviting me as your keynote speaker. 25 years ago, the school secretary handed me the key to my first classroom. When I opened the door for the first time, I realized that the protected student teaching role has now evolved into a role as an apprentice teacher who is now solely responsible for my own classroom. That was an overwhelming thought. I would now be in complete charge of the 20 students entering my class. I wanted to make a good impression, so I decorated my classroom with bright colors, letters, numbers, posters, you name it. But I took it upon myself to visit some other veteran teachers' rooms. At that point, I felt my room needed a remake. I didn't have the funds to purchase anything else, but realized that I needed to be more creative with the educational resources I displayed. One room stood out to me in particular. It belonged to a veteran teacher named Shirley Eccles. Her room was vibrant and colorful, and she created an environment conducive to learning. Although I had been assigned a teacher mentor, I confidently pursued Miss Eccles as my perfect match because she embodied who I considered to be a great teacher. I could identify with her. I followed her practices, not wanting to fail my students or my community. My primary goal was to become a highly effective educator, and it was a great decision to make her a part of my teacher journey. Even though she's now retired, I still consider her a mentor and a friend to this day. The first few years were challenging for other reasons as well. I had to somehow balance being a mom, teacher, grad student, and work a second job. Fortunately, my father was an educator and a coach with great leadership skills, and through the years, I watched him put in the extra time and do the academic and hard HEART work that it takes to help students become successful. My dad still motivates me to always be the best teacher I can be for my students because the role is we as educators play in their lives. Zig Ziglar said, fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. It's easy to run when things get overwhelming, but I had dreamed of being a teacher as young as 8 years old. I dreamed of teaching in Memphis, Tennessee, the place that I love. I dreamed of teaching in a community where I grew up. I dreamed that my students could be scientists, technology, engineers, artists, mathematicians, even teachers and medical students, medical doctors. Therefore, I knew as their teacher that I had to up my game, so to speak. Eventually, I went on to pursue National Board certification because I wanted to enhance my teaching practice. Educators constantly have to engage in professional growth. Some people felt that I would not earn it because it was challenging and time-consuming. In fact, the data in 2006 revealed that as a Black educator, the odds were against me and that I would likely not achieve. However, the young minds that were placed in my care in class room 9 were dependent on me to get it right, to get better at my craft. They depended on me to be the best teacher that I could be for their present and future success. Was I successful the first time? No, I was not. Did I give up? No. Instead, this will be a defining moment where I became determined to move forward and continue to strive towards certification. Long story short, I became a National Board certified teacher that following year. Looking back on my career, if anyone would have said to me, Melissa, you're going to become an award-winning teacher, I would have never believed them. But it actually happened to me. And today I want to encourage you as graduates to always make your students your primary focus because their successes will be your greatest accomplishment. Recently, I was invited to a high school graduation of one of my former students who was also the class salutatorian. As I recall, in the second grade, he was not the brightest student. He struggled with reading, but before leaving second grade, learned how to read fluently. One project I assigned led all my students to research STEM careers.
It may be small to y'all, but today I took a step to.
This student in particular, who is now reading fluently, wanted to become a veterinarian. I had his mother put veterinarian on his lab coat, and I decided to nurture this student's dream and purchase my first and only class pet that school year to provide him with a real world experience. That same student in class salutatorian also received a full scholarship, pre-vet scholarship to a major university. I believe in the power and words of Thomas Jefferson that states, if you want something you never have, you have to do something you never done. Graduates, I want you to reach the highest mountains of determination and perseverance. I want you to see all the possibilities for yourself and all students. They are the center of our work. I want you to offer them experiences that they have never imagined in and outside the classroom. I want you to be compassionate with all children because we know our children will need us in different ways. I also want you to build relationships with all stakeholders. They can support you as educators by offering mentorship and support you in your scholars. They can serve as an expert in assisting you in teaching your content. Make sure that you include your students' families because they are also vital in expressing their concerns or sharing a wealth of knowledge. As apprentice teachers, strive to balance work and family life. You are important and you need time to step away from the work and do the things that you enjoy. It is highly recommended. If you love being with family and friends, traveling, cooking, working out, etc., make time to engage in those things because self-care is important. If you are not well, you cannot help your students. As you embark upon your new career as an educator, take pride in knowing that all your hard work, late nights, and time you spent learning has finally paid off. Your professors here in the Reach Education program are aware of your many sacrifices to successfully complete your coursework, and we are extremely proud of your progress and efforts to become exceptional teachers in the field of education. We hope we have empowered you as educators to start out on the right track so you know how to keep your students thriving. Again, teachers, remember that students should be at the center of your work. When you are planning lessons, always think about them. Every year will not be the same. You will continue to get a new group. You will have to think about how to engage them to accommodate those different learning modalities. Maya Angelou, a renowned poet and civil rights activist, once said, I learned that people will never forget what you said. People will never forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. As a teacher, you will positively impact the lives of your students, and they will never forget you for it. Your spirit will live on in them, and they will never forget your name. It means everything when a student feels valued, heard, seen, respected, and loved. And when you run into your former students in the hallway, they will greet you warmly with a smile. And even the ones that kept you on your toes, they say, I get it better next time. And many of your former students will return to your classroom and thank you for helping them make a career choice. And as you embark upon your newly chosen career, reflect on the many sacrifices you already undertaken towards becoming the best teacher ever. In closing, teachers, we have the power to make a difference in the lives of our students. We must remember that our students' aspirations are born from our passions and dreams for them. Therefore, we must continue to affirm them every day. Let's go, Reachers. Let's continue to inspire and motivate our students to achieve their dreams and reach their full potential. Congratulations and best wishes from all of us for a bright and wonderful journey in teaching profession. We won't forget you. We're here for you. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Collins. And I can honestly say that great teachers, we teach with authenticity. I'm authentically beside myself with appreciation for you. And I will tell you, every word that Melissa Collins speaks is so true. I have never seen someone so dedicated to making ways for her students. You haven't seen much until you've run through the streets of Cape Town, South Africa, after Melissa Collins finding instruments so she could bring them back for her students to make a band. Okay, thank you so much. There is something that Dr. Collins said, and I think it's when I started to lose it. She said that as teachers, your students will become your greatest accomplishments. And whenever I look at 133 of you, I know for a fact that you're mine. So I'm going to turn it over to our student speaker, who is also my student. And she is part of the global education program, which means that she actually finished her time at Reach in a year-long clinical residency. And bless her sweetheart, she spent every Wednesday night for almost 3 hours with me as her instructor and 9 of the best Arkansans that you'd ever want to know. And I truly hope that for her and for all the rest of them, they understand exactly what Dr. Collins said, that we're here forever. And I hope they'll let me continue to stalk and befriend them long after this. So now I'm going to introduce you to our speaker. Beyond that, so this is going to be such a surprise to her peers. I think it's the best secret that we've ever kept, and we kept it for like 10 days. But Nikisha Coleman is our student speaker, and I'm so excited to have not only watch her grow as a teacher, but that she rose to the challenge of being a speaker tonight. She's an A student. I've watched her teach her heart out. I've seen very few people as eager to be coached, as eager and as hungry to learn and to apply it and to really be what her students need her to be. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Nikisha, and she is going to address her peers with our student address for the evening. Nikisha.
Good evening, faculty, honored guests, families, and most importantly, the Reach University class of 2024. Today is a significant milestone as we come together to celebrate our graduation, a moment that represents years of hard work, dedication, and resilience. Over the past 4 years, each of us have encountered a fair share of hurdles, a global pandemic, full-time work commitments, and family responsibilities, all while enrolled in college full-time. But we've stood by each other, supporting and encouraging one another along the way. I wish such encouragement had been available to me as a college freshman in 2004. At that time, just 2 months into my first semester at my local university, I unexpectedly lost my father. Despite this tragic loss, I persevered. Unfortunately, more hardship followed. In 1 week, I mourned the passing of my grandmother and 5 other family members. These losses took a heavy toll on me, leading me to withdraw from the university and put my dreams on hold for the next 18 years. In 2020, I seized upon my dream once again, but this time at Reach University in a remote class full of strangers. Like many of you, I was dealing with the ramifications of COVID, supporting my students, facing the weight of responsibilities outside of school, all while enrolled in full-time college. But I refused to let anything deter me from my goal. I chose to show up, even sacrificing time with loved ones and pausing my leadership roles and responsibilities within my church community to reach my professional goals. Today, I proudly stand at the finish line, having achieved what seemed impossible 2 decades ago. The classmates who were once strangers have become like family. And as the first in my family to earn a bachelor's degree, I am forever grateful for this accomplishment. As we stand together at the finish line, let us continue to be undeterred by the fear of failure. Instead, let us embrace our humanity, acknowledging that mistakes are bound to happen and opportunities for growth. Let us carry with us the lessons we've learned, the friendships we've formed, and the values that have guided us thus far. Together, let us strive to make a positive difference in the world through transformative power of education. Congratulations to my fellow graduates. May our path ahead be marked by perseverance, purpose, and passion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikisha, for that meaningful speech that makes this event even more memorable. We're now going to transition to the presentation of graduates, but before we do that, I do want to shout out one person in this room. Tonight, many of your delayed dreams are coming true, and I'm so moved to tears and so moved to joy to celebrate that moment with you. There is one person in this room that has helped create this dream for us. It was her dream as well. And I really do want to shout out our chancellor, Mallory Duwinal-Palish. As folks know, this was her PhD dissertation, the concept of a teacher education program. And so can we give a quick round of applause for Mallory for helping us achieve our dreams?
Well, I was not expecting that. And I thank you, Co. And I just have to say to everyone here, I'll be very quick. It is such an honor to watch all of you doing this. You are the people who are making not just your own dreams come true, the dreams of your families and the dreams of all of the students that you are going to serve someday. This is a moment that I never thought I would be so lucky in my life to have. And it's just one of many millions of dreams that you will have that same outcome for. So I am so honored to be here tonight. Congratulations. And thank you to all of you for the time and work you've invested in yourselves, because that is actually an investment in your loved ones, in your community, both now and for generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. I'm going to turn it over to our senior advisor, Cynthia.
Thank you all. So I, like many others, I'm trying not to cry out of joy for our graduates. So I do have a knot in my throat. My name is Cynthia Perez. I am the Senior Advisor of Candidate Services. And so I have the honor and privilege tonight, along with fellow staff members, to present to you our 2023 and 2024 Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Studies graduates. Elizabeth Alonso. Jaleesa Anderson. Zavalin Anderson. Shanina Armstrong. Amelie Ati. Megan Austin. Tiffany Valentine. Wendy Battaglia. Beniqua Borda. Dora Brown. Kelly Burns. Teresa Butler. Miranda Chazan. Macy Sheremy. Olivia Yepes Constranches.
Nathan Daniels. Irma Dorsey. Mary Karen G. Duga. Molly Flint. Denise Duplichin Fontenot. Sandy Frederick. Dion Gregory. Wanda Gilbo. Elliot Hairston. Shalitha Harris. Stephanie Hewitt. LaQuanta Hill.
Chantel Hines. Jessica Huddleston. Joyce Johnson. Misty Kramer. Tracy Lane. Jennifer Ledette. Sheena Lewis. Javon Lowe. Shania Mansfield. Haley Martin. Jennifer Martin. Lana Mason. Brittany McIntosh. Jonte Mercadale. Amberly Molinaire.
Angela Newman. Sharon Monroe O'Neill. Bailey Ordon. Eileen Perez. La Camera Perry. Tabitha Aaron Rehard. Sasha Richard. Yvonne Rivers. Kirsten Shalacy. Ranashika Shainat. Charlotte Smith. Sarah Solis. Sharon Spearman. Elliot Elizabeth Swindle. Kiana Taylor. Kristen Alexander Taylor.
Kaylin Thomas. Phyllis Thomas. Angelica Torres. Halsey Washington. Sarah West. Shauna West. Onicia Onisha Tanika White. Darnisha Whiten. Jessica Williams. Kate Williams. Michael Willis. Nina Norton Willis. Tresha Narcisse Willis. Christy Wood.
Hello, everyone. It is so great to be here with you all to celebrate our graduates. My name is Deanna Caesar. I'm a former advisor to many of our REACH graduates here tonight, and I have the privilege and honor of presenting our 2024 Bachelor of Arts in Global Education graduates. Crystal Leonard Acosta. Haley Beaton. Megan Burnett. Cindy Coker. Nakesha Latoya Edgerson Coleman. Christine Cherie Collins. Jennifer Cooper. Susan Fangay. Sydney Fitzgerald. Tiffany Gallion. Jenna Grow. Jackie Marcotte. Nicole Menard. Mika Mills. Frederica Milton Osbrooks. Nancy Mondragon. Tara Morphus. Samaj Naylor. Wendy Nelson. Sarah Reniclev. Crystal Richard. Kelsey Taylor. Gwendolyn Thomas. Andrea Ward. Eric West. Robin Wilson.
All right. Wow, this evening has been so emotional. Every face that has come on the screen has been one of my students so far. Well, now you're done while at Reach, and it's such an honor to be here with you tonight and to also present these awards of recognition with myself, Tammy Bryant, along with Torrance. All right, so here at Reach, we have institutional learning outcomes that we embed into every single course. And as we're creating and designing all of our coursework, we make sure that each of these institutional learning outcomes are showing up in all the work that we do with all candidates. And what we've done is we've looked at all of our institutional learning outcomes, and we've looked for candidates that we think represent each one of these institutional learning outcomes throughout their time here at Reach. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with the first one, which is inquiry. Inquiry. So identifying problems of practice, gathering information, developing, executing an action plan, analyzing results. This candidate reflects on the implications of their current work for future kids and for their future practice as full classroom teachers. And this candidate is Samaj Naylor. Congratulations, Samaj. Our next institutional inquiry is equity orientation, taking action to address situational and systemic inequity in education. And for this award, we would like to recognize Nancy Mondragon. Congratulations, Nancy. Integration into practice. This person we feel has applied what they have learned and they have integrated it into their practice as teachers. And this candidate is awarded to, this award is for Brittany Perry. Congratulations, Miss Brittany. And now I would like to pass off to my colleague, Mr. Torrance Voigt.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Taryn. I am Professor Torrance Williams, and I am the Chair of Placements Faculty. I'm so excited to be able to nominate, or excuse me, call out the next two awards. The first one is for collaboration. And in a nutshell, it is the interactions around research problems and also sort of increasing in all capacities, the knowledge of research related to their projects. I also would sort of go on to say that collaboration is really the backbone of the work that teachers in modern classrooms sort of we are bolstered by, and even times collaboration goes above and beyond the professional into the personal. And I am super excited to be able to shout out this awardee, Nathan Daniels, who has become my family and has allowed me into his family. So super proud of you on every level. All right, and the next award, as you all have gotten to this point in your educational career, you certainly cannot do it without commitment to the process. Despite all the things that have come your way, right? This is about demonstrating a commitment to creating and sustaining the work that we need to do in both urban and rural schools. And I am very excited to award this to Nicole Menard. Congratulations, Nicole. We are so proud of you. Thank you all for this opportunity. And so I will turn it over.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all of our graduates. And now it's time for conferral of the degree. And so we, along with thousands of other graduates, whenever it's time, we invite all of our candidates to turn their tassels from the right to the left. And so I will give a count in just a second for that. And you will be turning a time-honored tradition. Everyone knows that. From every fifth grader to every doctoral student, the turning of the tassels kind of a big deal. So I think what's even more symbolic than the turning of the tassels is the fact that you do it together. You do it at the same time. You do it with a cohort. And I think that is such a beautiful reminder because each of you may have started your journey at Reach alone, but you are leaving with a gigantic and beautiful and spirited family that's going to cheer you on forever and ever. So I'm going to count to 3. And then whenever I hit 3, you're going to turn your tassel from the right to the left. So I'm just giving all of our graduates a chance to get ready. And then I also want to let you know that after that, there's going to be thanks. And then we like to invite our graduates to stay on for some pictures. All right. So on the count of 3, if you're all ready. Ready, graduates? Whew. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Turning of the tassels. Yay! Congratulations. Oh my goodness. I hope we got lots of screenshots of that. Absolutely amazing. And now it's just time to offer thanks. And there are so many to be given. So we'd like to start off with just the most heartfelt thanks to our board members and our partners and all of our faculty and staff at Reach. But I'd also like to take a moment to congratulate and to thank people who may not always hear it, but they're so much a part of the journey and we see them too. So in addition to our amazing candidates, I'd also like to thank their partners and their spouses and their children and their friends and their school systems, their parents and anyone else who made their support system, because there is no graduate that can do this alone. And we also know that so often the people around us are also making sacrifices along the way, and that is not lost on me, certainly. So I want to thank them as well. And so now, the biggest thanks goes to our candidates, especially with this group, because such a special group. You trusted us. You took a huge chance on a very small and unknown college. You entrusted 4 years of an incredibly rigorous journey. You trusted that we were going to help you across the finish line, and you have blown us all away. And I just want to close by saying that your students, thousands of them you're going to reach, they are so lucky. But luck shouldn't determine whether or not kids get the teachers that they deserve, the teachers that are worthy of their dreams. So we still have so much work to do, and now we're doing it together. So I'm going to tell everyone congratulations again, and remember that the work has started. It's not over. And thank you all so much. Have a good night, and Graduates, if you could stay on so we can have some group pictures. Whew. And are there any grown-ups who can tell me if we're still streaming? Any adults?
We are still streaming.
Okay, thanks. So I'll wait to blow my nose.